so much for coming here, Jessica and Trina. Before we start off, I'd love you guys just to introduce yourselves and say a little bit about what you do at Lion. So maybe we can start with you, Trina.
Sure. My name is Trina.
Yep.
So I'm the current People and Culture graduate at Lion, and People and Culture really is the HR team at Lion. So I've started for about 4 months now. So every year we've got a new cohort of graduates that come in, and I'm this year's cohort.
Cool.
I'm part of that cohort anyway.
Okay, fantastic.
So I go through 3 rotations within People and Culture, and I'm currently in my first rotation, and I'm in the resourcing team.
Yeah, cool.
And I've been working on the project to recruit the new Lion graduates for next year.
Okay, great. Great. So you get to tell them what to do.
Exactly.
And Jessica, how about yourself? What do you do?
So I'm Jessica. I'm a leadership capability coach for Lion. I look after sales, Heineken, and Malt Shovel Brewery.
Okay.
So essentially my job is to build capability in our leaders to effectively coach and lead their people. So it's a HR generalist role. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So the reason I want to chat to you guys today was to find out what makes a student or a young professional employable, what makes them stand out. So coming back to students, let's say people who are in university thinking about getting a job at some point. Are there things they can do in the first few years, year 1, year 2, to really set themselves up to get a job when they're about to graduate?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think having career experiences to be able to talk about, so whether it's you working at McDonald's and you're a crew trainer and you're able to talk about, when you've been coaching other people, those are really valuable topics to talk about during interviews. And also really keeping your skills up to date. So it's great that you'll graduate with a degree, but also to be able to talk about what Excel, PowerPoint skills and things like that you've got. And what you're able to do with those applications is a great tool.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of students, when they started in uni, they're not quite sure where they want to go in a few years' time, and they don't really have that strong conviction in their direction. But when we look at the really successful candidates or students, we say, those who are really good, usually they do have a strong sense of purpose and where they would like to go, and that didn't come from just guessing. They spent years exploring different businesses, talking to different people, trying out different positions, and that's how they got there. So I think in the first few years of uni, even if you don't know where you want to go, it would be good to be proactive and try out different things and try out different roles and have the drive to approach companies, talk to people. And even, if you can secure internships, that's always a plus.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's the best way, because we have a lot of graduates students come and tell us that they're just not sure, and because they're not sure, they don't take any action. But is there people or are there sort of tools when they're at uni that they can access? Is there sort of the academics or the faculties they can talk to? Or are you thinking sort of more clubs and societies that they can start joining and getting some of those experiences?
Yeah, so ARI actually has a student membership, which is free. So people, if they're studying, can have a free ARI membership.
So what's ARI?
ARI is the Australian Human Resources Institute.
Great.
So it's fantastic opportunity to be invited to young professionals, networking events, seminars, forums, and things like that.
Fantastic.
So they also have just launched a graduate membership, so after you've graduated, it's a discounted version of the full membership. So they're moving into the online space as well. So I guess I'd recommend building a LinkedIn profile and joining some relevant HR groups, finding out what events are happening in your location, attending those in person, but also networking with people online. The more people you can network with, the more opportunity you've got to say, hey, I'm actually looking for a couple of weeks worth of work experience or an internship. Can you give me some advice?
Fantastic. So what I'm hearing from you guys is, 1, even if you're not sure, take some action. And 2, there are a whole bunch of resources. Just got to, I guess, look for them and then plug into them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly with HR, there's so many different areas that you can specialise in. So you can work in a generalist role, or you could specialise in organisational development or industrial relations, for example. So the best way to find out exactly what you'd like to do is to get experience at different aspects of that.
Great. And each industry, so HR, let's say accounting, legal, has their own sort of version of ARI, right? Their own industry profession. Cool.
And
So-
even
so-
when I sorry,
Yeah,
but
go
even
ahead.
when I was a student, like in uni, we've got career centers.
Yep.
So they are very well networked, and they know if there's placements out there in the professional world, and they will help connect us to them.
Great.
So that's definitely a good point to go to.
Yep.
But above that, I also, with my own proactivity, went out and actively searched for roles.
Yeah.
So I suppose, sitting there is not going to bring you anywhere.
Yeah.
So you have to do something, like you said.
Just
Just
try it.
try anyway.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.